Hello, dear viewers, and welcome to English News Broadcast. I am Melo Wamkael. These are the major headlines for today. Senior Eritrean delegation in Saudi Arabia. 4 patients have been diagnosed positive for COVID-19 in tests carried out today. Intense fighting in Qadar City, Afghanistan. Israel and Morocco sign 3 deals on historic visit. Senior Eritrean delegation composed of Mr. Osman Saleh, Minister of Foreign Affairs, and Presidential Advisor Mr. Yemane Gabrab met today in Riyadh with Prince Faisal bin Farah, Saudi Arabia's foreign minister. The two sides discussed bilateral relations and had detailed exchange of views on regional developments. The visit is part of the regular consultations between the two countries. It is to be recalled that Eritrea and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia have established a joint ministerial commission. Announcement from the Ministry of Health. 4 patients have been diagnosed positive for COVID-19 in tests carried out today at quarantine centers in northern Red Sea and central regions. Out of these, 3 patients are from the quarantine center in Massawa, northern Red Sea region. The last patient is from a quarantine center in Asmara, central region. On the other hand, 11 patients who have been receiving medical treatment in hospitals in the northern Red Sea 6 and central 5 regions have recovered fully and have been discharged from these facilities. The total number of recovered patients has accordingly increased to 6,525, while the number of deaths stands at 36. The total number of confirmed cases in the country to date has risen to 6,597. Ministry of Health, Asmara, 12 August 2021. Ministry of Education is earnestly working to ensure educational opportunity at all levels, and in particular to preschool children. The report was made at a meeting conducted in Karen on 6 and 7 August. Mr. Musa Hussein, Naib Director General of General Education at the Ministry of Education, indicated that the ministry is working to ensure that all children attend preschool education, as well as to ensure equitable distribution of educational facilities across the country. Mr. Musa also called on the public and stakeholders to reinforce participation in realizing the ministry's strategic plan that until 2030 no child is left out of school. Mr. Musa also indicated that the number of preschool facilities that was 90 in 2001 nationwide has currently increased to 524, and the number of students' school enrollment from 8.5% to 33.8%, pointing out that the far location of schools, lack of regrouping of villages, as well as nomadic lifestyle have been the main bottlenecks for the low level of students' school enrollment. Mr. Musa said that strong effort is being exerted to address the challenge. Mr. Kaflai Andamikael, head of the Ministry of Education, dear viewers, now we will proceed with news. The National Union of Eritrean Youth and Students organized training ranging from 1 to 3 months to 100 youth, including 49 in Ginda subzone on poultry and bee farming. Mr. Gabru, head of the union branch in the subzone, said that the objective of the training was to develop the capacity of the youth and enable them engaged in income generation schemes and thereby improve their livelihoods. Speaking at the graduation event held on 10 August, Mr. Saleh Ahmeddin, chairman of the National Union of Eritrean Youth and Students, called on the trainees to apply the training they received practically on the ground and improve their livelihoods. Report indicates that the union branch had previously organized training on poultry and bee farming, basic computer application and graphics, as well as metal and woodworks to 165 youth in the subzone. The resident of Ferrer administrative area, Arata subzone, said that the potable water project put in place in their area is significantly contributing in improving their livelihoods, indicating that ensuring water supply is essential with their nomadic way of living. The residents said that the potable water project put in place in their area will have essential contribution in addressing their problem, pointing out that precisely they were compelled to travel long distance to find water for their consumption in their livestock. The residents said that was negatively affecting their health as well as their livestock. They also expressed readiness to make judicial use of the project and follow up for its sustainability. The potable water project that is operating with a solar system incorporates 2 distribution points and separate pond for the livestock. And I'll be back with the international news after a short break. Welcome back. Residents describe the situation in Afghanistan's second-largest city as dire as intense fighting raging between rebels and government forces. The Taliban armed group has taken control of Ghazni, the capital of Ghazni province, about 130 kilometers southwest of capital Kabul. It becomes the 10th provincial capital to fall within days. According to reports from Kabul, the governor of Ghazni province has been arrested in the province of Wardak after fleeing Ghazni city through a deal with the Taliban, handing over the city in exchange for a safe passage. Meanwhile, a government source tells that the Afghan government has offered the Taliban a share in power so long as the rising violence in the country comes to a halt. Moroccan foreign minister tells visiting Israeli counterparts that their country's newly upgraded ties will bring economic benefits. The foreign ministers of Israel and Morocco are taking a new step towards strengthening ties between the two countries, signing 3 accords less than a year after agreed to normalize relations. Visiting Israeli Foreign Minister Yair Lapid and Nasser Bourita, his Moroccan counterpart, signed off yesterday on an air service agreement between the North African Kingdom and the State of Israel and an agreement to cooperate in the fields of culture, sport and youth. They also signed a memorandum of understanding on the establishment of political consultation mechanism between their countries' foreign ministries. And I will remind you the top stories. Senior Eritrean delegation in Saudi Arabia. 4 patients have been diagnosed positive for COVID-19 in this scared out today. Intense fighting in Khanadar city, Afghanistan. Israel and Morocco sign 3 deals on historic visit. Again, I'm Mela Mikhail. That was all for today's news. Thank you for watching.